Hi, this is Heidi with Homeschool How To again, and I want to talk to you today about homeschool curriculum. And I think there's some questions that you should ask yourself before you purchase a curriculum or a book or a resource or whatever. So here we go. First of all, I think you should look at it and ask, does this fit my child's learning style? Not that it has to always fit their child's learning style, but for the most part, if you can find something that sort of fits your child's learning style, then that would make your year probably a little bit easier, because it's something that will be easier for them to understand and easier for you to teach, obviously. So if you need information about learning style, you can check my website. There's assessments and different things you can do there. So that's one question you need to ask. Another one is that is this a textbook, workbook, unit study? Do you like workbox type systems? Figure out what kind of curriculum or resource this is, if it is a textbook or whatever, and kind of figure out whether that's something that you definitely want or not. Another thing you need to check is, do you know of anyone else that is using this curriculum or this book or whatever? What kind of positive or negative thoughts have you encountered with it? Comments from people or whatever. Not that you should just stick with what someone says about a curriculum, or you should only go with a curriculum that you've heard good things about, but this is just one aspect of all the questions that you want to ask yourself in order to find the best curriculum to suit your child. So don't just buy something because you see it on the internet and you're like, oh, it looks really good. Sometimes looking up some feedback on it will give you a little bit more insight as to, yes, this is definitely something we would use, or I don't think this is something that would work for us. Another question to ask yourself is this resource or whatever easy to use? Is there a lot of teacher preparation? Is it something you can just pick up real easily and just start using right away? I don't know if you're the type of person that really likes spending, your Sunday evening getting all your lesson plans together for the week, or if you like to have something that you can just kind of pick up and, okay, this is what we're doing now. I don't ever plan lesson plans. I don't use a curriculum, a thing that tells me exactly what to say usually. So I don't like to have something that needs to have a lot of lesson plans, or I don't spend time on Sunday night figuring out what we're doing for the week or whatever. So I like something that is easy to use, that I can pick up and have my resources available and just go with it and not spend a lot of time on teacher preparation. You might like doing that, so that's just something you need to consider as you are picking your resources. Another thing to think about is, obviously you're probably looking at this resource on the internet. Maybe you're at a convention, maybe not, but is it something that you can look at like at a bookstore or at a convention? A lot of times you think something's going to be good, or you hear of someone else saying this is really good, and then you open it yourself and you really have it right in front of you, and you can say, no, this doesn't look like it, or oh wow, yeah, this is exactly what I thought it was. So having it in front of you does really help a lot. Some places will let you purchase it and look at it for a week or whatever, and if you don't like it, you can return it, but that ends up being quite a hassle. So if you can really look at the information before you purchase it, or maybe a friend has it, then that's always a good thing to be able to do. Another thing you want to think about, not totally, but to ask your child what they think of this. Maybe you can tell them about this book or curriculum or whatever that you're planning on using, or have them look at it and just kind of get their feedback. Now, obviously if they say, I absolutely hate it, that doesn't mean you're not going to use it, but that will give you a little bit of insight as to, I don't know, I really need to think twice about whether I really want to make my child do this. Or if they look at it and go, oh yeah, that looks really good, well, that's going to be another positive to add to your list and help you decide whether this is something you want to use. Another thing you want to look at is the curriculum or the book or resource secular or Christian. Some people really want secular information. They don't want any Christian basis in there because they aren't Christians, and some people who are Christians really want it to be very biblically based. I just feel like I want something that's good quality, and I'll fiddle in the biblical information if needed, that kind of thing. So, if that kind of thing is important to you, then look at whether it's secular or Christian. And also it's good to see if there's any kind of support available for the product that you want. If you think you might, I'm not sure how I'm going to exactly use this, I'm feeling really iffy about whether I can do it, then when you find out if there's maybe a support group or a forum or something that you can join that will help you implement this, then that might help you in making your decision whether you want to choose this curriculum or book or not. And the last thing, which whenever I'm stressing over something, or, oh, should I do this, should I not do this, and I'm looking at this and looking at that, my husband always asks me the question, well, have you prayed about it? And sometimes lately I've gotten to where, yes, I have prayed about it. But a lot of times I go, oh, no, I guess I haven't. And so that would be, obviously, if you're a Christian, you'll want to do that. If you're not a Christian, then, you're probably mad at me already. But if you are a Christian and you do want God to guide you in your homeschool curriculum choices, then prayer should be the number one thing that you are looking at when you are trying to decide what to get to help your children to learn. God created them, God created you, He knows both of you very well, and He knows what kind of things will work and what won't work for you. So definitely make prayer one of the top priorities when you are thinking about choosing curriculum. So if you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask questions here on YouTube. You can go to my website, homeschool-how-2.com. And there's also a couple ebooks there that might be good for you. One is how to get started with homeschooling. The other one is how to homeschool using the best resources. And there's information for all ages: preschool, kindergarten, elementary, junior high, high school, college, prep, even college information for doing college at home. So go to that website, get the free ebooks if you want. Look around on the left-hand side. There's all kinds of links to every subject and every age that you'd want, and feel free to ask me questions there or whatever. So hopefully that will give you a lot to think about when you're thinking about choosing homeschool curriculum. I'll talk to you later then.